8 huge living space fortresses that feed on defenseless civilizations are on a collision course with the peaceful planet Farmel. It's up to Hal Bailman and his lightship to undertake a last-ditch mission to defeat all the air fortresses and save the planet. The fate of Farmel hangs in the balance. Air Fortress was developed by HAL Laboratory and was released officially in North America in 1989. I say officially because Air Fortress had an initial test release of 385 copies in 1987. For those of you unfamiliar with HAL Laboratory, they're one of my personal favorite game developers, and after creating Air Fortress, they would later go on to create massive hits like the Kirby series, the Mother series, and the Smash Brothers series. With a name like Air Fortress and box art like this, you'd think Air Fortress was some kind of space shoot-'em-up, and you'd be partially right. Each of the 8 stages in Air Fortress are arranged in 2 parts. The Air Base phase, which is a shoot-'em-up that features our hero Hal riding around on his lightship, blasting his enemies with the A or the B button. The Air Base phases aren't too difficult, but they're critical to your future success, as you can collect power-ups like energy, which acts as health, and beam items, which allow you to shoot more powerful crash beam bullets. You can see how much energy and beam power you have in the top left corner of the screen, but neither of these items benefit you during the Air Base phase. You die in one hit, so the energy is useless, and you can't fire crash beam bullets from your lightship, but you will definitely need them for the next phase. Once you complete an Air Base section, Hal will land his lightship and enter the Air Fortress. This is where the game really begins. While on foot, Hal is equipped with a gun, which you can fire with the A button, and the stronger crash beam bullets that you've collected can be fired with B. Hal also has a jetpack, which allows him to fly by pressing up on the D-pad. Shooting, using the jetpack, and even moving depletes your energy. Taking damage from enemies also depletes your energy. If you stop moving for a few moments, you'll notice that your energy will begin to recover, but only the energy that has been spent on moving and shooting. Damage taken from enemies is permanent. Your goal in each Air Fortress is to destroy the core and reach your lightship before the whole thing explodes. This is the most interesting part of Air Fortress, in my opinion. After destroying the core, the Air Fortress goes dark and the music becomes ominous. As you frantically rush to find your lightship, the fortress will begin to quake more and more violently over time, and if you fail to find your lightship in time, you'll get to experience one of the best explosions the NES has to offer. Just imagine being glued to the screen, your anxiety rising as the screen is shaking more and more, and you spot your lightship and you make one last desperate attempt to get inside when suddenly the fortress explodes, instantly vaporizing you and everything else inside. It's an exhilarating experience. When I first started up Air Fortress, I thought it was kind of like baby's first shoot 'em up, but boy was I wrong. The game starts out incredibly easy, but by the time you reach Air Fortress 5, you're gonna realize that this is not going to be a cakewalk. Far from it. The fortresses get bigger and bigger as the game goes on, becoming lethal labyrinths full of enemies that would like nothing more than to see poor Hal pushing up space daisies. The last 4 Air Fortresses offer a steep challenge, and each is more difficult than the last. Figuring out where to go is the first hurdle to overcome, which is no easy task, and even if you know where to go, that only slightly eases the difficulty. If you want my advice, be sure to make a map. Be quick to avoid incoming damage, get to your lightship ASAP after you've taken down the core, and most importantly, pray to whatever space deity you believe in that you make it out alive. Air Fortress is not for the faint of heart, and I give it an arduous 3 out of 5.